Hey guys, V here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to install these Abkoncore SP120 fans from Amazon. So I bought these a few weeks ago on Amazon. I think I paid like $30, but they are $40 for a five pack. So I'm going to show you how to install these in this video, and then in the next video that I have coming out is going to be a short review about these. If I notice any issues or anything like that, I'll list it in that video. This video will be just an install. If you like these type of videos, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help me out. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this install. Of course, first thing you're going to want to do is turn off your PC. And once it shuts down, go ahead and unplug the power cable from the rear. And then, as you can see, I already took all my panels off just to speed the process up. But if you haven't done that already, go ahead and remove all the panels, the glass panels and whatever. And then we're going to flip this around and get started. First step you want to do is figure out where you want to install these. I'm going to go ahead and install them at the 3 front side fans right there. These would also be fine at the top because the front of these fans have the lights, the back does not. So if I were to put them at the bottom, those are upside down. You wouldn't even see those lights, so that would be useless. Now, with all that being said, let's go ahead and flip this thing around. We're going to uninstall those fans, and I'm going to show you the process of installing these fans. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and install these. And basically, the way we want to install these is with these lights, at least in my case, these lights are going to be going straight from the top down. So all of them are going to be in the same orientation. So I'm just going to stick that in there. Just like that. And then take your screw. Just thread it through. And just like that, you would install it. And I'm going to go ahead and install that bottom one, and then I'll show you how to connect everything. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and install the actual controller. Now, this does use a Molex connector, which is a 4-pin, and it comes off of your power supply. And that's what the other side looks like. This doesn't go to your motherboard. So this comes off of your power supply and plugs into the back side of this. So let's go ahead and plug this in. These are sometimes a bit finicky, but get them in just like that. And now all you have to do is take your fan wires, and they plug in to here. So there's the first one. I'm going to plug them in basically in series, so it doesn't have them numbered, but I'm just going to go bottom one here, middle one here, and then top one right there. So here's the middle one. That plugs in there. And here is the top one. That's going to plug in right there. So you can plug in up to 9 fans in this. So if you bought 2 packs of these, technically you could plug in 9 fans. So if you want to control the speed and the LED using this remote, or just using this controller with the buttons, you're all set. That's it. That's the whole install. Pretty simple, huh? But then they also give you other options. So instead of using this controller or this, you can then plug this into this controller right here. MB sync. So motherboard sync. So you would plug that in there. Just like that. And this side is addressable RGB. So what this does is basically controls the LEDs, so the lighting, with your motherboard software. If your motherboard doesn't have addressable RGB, then all you're going to do is leave it with this. You're not going to be able to connect this portion. Unless you're using something like the Razer addressable RGB hub, which I have a video on. If you want to see that, I'll link it somewhere in the video. But we're going to go ahead and plug this into our addressable RGB header. I'm going to show you that right now. And then the other cool thing is, remember I mentioned you can change the fan speed. So you can do fan auto, you can do fan speed up or down. Now, you can also do PWM, which is right here. And basically, what this would do is you plug this into your motherboard, and then these would be controlled based on the temperature of your PC. So you would control them through your BIOS, or they would just be automatic, so you don't have to do anything. You never have to control them manually. So then this would go into this LED SW. I don't know why they call it that, but it should be called PWM. So that's plugged in there, and I'm going to show you how to plug this in as well. Okay, so basically what you see there, right over there, is a 3-pin addressable RGB. So on this motherboard it's called DLED, so digital RGB or digital LED. There's many ways that they call it. It's an addressable RGB, which is a 5 volt. The one right next to it right here is actually a 12 volt RGB. Do not plug it into that one. You need the 3-pin on the left. So all you got to do is take your cable, which is right here. As you can see, 3-pin, line it up, and just push it in. As you can tell, I already tucked it away, just like that. So that is good to go. Now for the PWM, it's just a standard fan connection. So I know this one's called CPU OPT. That's not a big deal. You can plug it in there, or you can find a fan header, which mine are right down there. So I'm going to use one of those down there. It's a bit hard to see, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Okay, so there you can see I brought it in right there. So there's like this little rail looking thing, and there's a rail right there on these. So all you got to do is flip it the right way, and I'm trying to do this while looking through the camera. That's a bit hard, but there it is. It's plugged in. So now my motherboard is going to control the fan speed of those fans. So we'll be good to go. Alright, that's all there is to that install. Again, if you don't want to plug in the fans into your motherboard in any way, shape, or form, that's perfectly fine. They will still work. I went ahead and plugged everything into my motherboard so I can control everything with software, but that's optional. So now let's go ahead and test this, and we're good to go. Boom! Okay, so there you can see they are synced up to my motherboard. So the same color as like this fan up here. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but they are synced up to the motherboard. And then with this remote, the cool thing is you can actually click this MB sync button. And once you do that, it switches back to using the controller itself. So then you can change all of the settings with this controller. Same thing with the fan speed. You click this fan auto button, and it'll change to work with the speed of your actual motherboard. Well, there you have it. Fully installed. It was as simple as that. In my opinion, they look great. If you want to see a full review, stay tuned, subscribe, and you can see it in the next video. With that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching. This is V. Peace.